Time is 7:04, and we'll start the meeting. Salute to the flag, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the Thursday, January 16th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of Eastchester Fire Commissioners. Okay, and Treasurer's report.
Okay, so, this time of year, we're still having some of our 2024 bills are still coming in, but looking at the financials currently through December of 2024, we ended the year with a net budget surplus of approximately $300,000. That's after accounting for budget encumbrances, which are currently still estimated because I'm working with the chiefs to see which purchases we haven't received yet, and then also the allocation of the funds for the engine that was part of the budget. Again, this number can change because we do anticipate receiving additional 2024 invoices that will be processed as 2024. Just want to point out with that is that this year we had about $400,000 in Treasury Direct earnings. That amount does not get budgeted for because we can't reasonably estimate it, we can't rely on it. So that was not included in the budget. So that amount is more than what our surplus is. So when you look at our actual budget itself, we did spend in excess of what we had budgeted for, but because we had the Treasury Direct earnings, that's the reason that it's showing that we do have a surplus. But if you look at the budget itself, we did not have that but for the Treasury Direct earnings. So with the fact that I mentioned that there are additional invoices that could still be incoming, I don't have budget transfers for this meeting, but we will need them. We'll need to do them likely at the February meeting, something we do before our auditors come in so that we show how the money was truly allocated. The largest of this was our overtime. That was an overage of about $400,000. From what we had budgeted for. So that'll be the largest, but there are multiple transfers that we'll need to make, but we'll just wait until hopefully the rest of those December invoices are in prior to the next meeting. So as far as those, what's on here is just the budget encumbrances that we know we have for next year. We had the $500,000 for the engine that was in this year's budget. There's also $500,000 in the 2025 budget. And then that will require additional funding of about $64,000. And that I believe we still expect in 2026.
No, that should be coming in September to November. It was 24 to 26 months delivery.
Okay.
If they're on time. So that would be September, October, November of this year.
Okay.
So
great. As far as Treasury Direct, we currently have $3 million invested in Treasury Direct in the 4-week Treasury bills. This will probably be the end of that as we get, now is the time of year where we're kind of waiting until May for our tax collection. So we'll probably cease those investments until we get to May. The current interest rates are approximately 4.2%, so that is like a percent lower than what we were earning last year, but obviously still much better than what we're getting in JP Morgan, so that's why we'll continue to do that. Just for year end, we're working on 1099s for our vendors. I'm anticipating getting our W-2s and 1095Cs to our employees. It has to be by January 31st. I'm hoping by the next payroll I'll have them in my hands. And then just upcoming is our property and casualty insurance renewal. Our renewal date is April 1st. Right. We just heard from the brokers this week with some requests for information. So we're starting to provide that to them. And then, hopefully we'll have something in our hands. I put in, I don't know if you filled any of them out, I put in for before our February meeting, but that might be a little ambitious. I don't know if the insurance company will quote that early, but we'll work on that, and whenever we have any information, we'll get it to the board.
And we had the issue with the Bronxville floors being insurable, right? That was our last time problem.
Say that again?
They didn't want to insure Bronxville because of the floor, right?
They didn't give us, not.
I don't think that was an
not,
issue.
I thought it was an issue or something.
No, so every 6 months we have the Mugler engineers, the ones that installed the shoring, they come every 6 months.
Okay.
They're the ones that are saying the temporary fix has been in here for 15 years, that it's, it's getting to the point where the concrete is spalling, the rebar is rusting, that the engineers are going to be the ones that are going to say it's unsafe and you can't drive over it any longer.
Okay.
So it's not the insurance company, it's the engineers that inspect the floor. They didn't give us a timeline, like you have 6 months or a year, but they did say we have to start moving on that because it's been too long.
And so Gallagher, right, doing the,
Yeah, so Gallagher is the broker that we're working with, and I believe we went out for quotes last year, so I'm thinking that they're not going to recommend that this year. But once we have more information from them, I will let the board know.
when they had that subcarrier, what was it, McKinsey? No, who was it? There was someone they had, that no one could even touch them. That's
Well,
probably-
McNeil, right?
McNeil.
So our insurance is through McNeil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We had a separate company for like cyber, right?
Yes.
Didn't they go out
Yes,
for
we
a
placed that
different one for
policy
cyber?
separately because there
Yeah.
was a better price.
Mm.
That McNeil didn't have the same level of
Mhm.
coverage. But yeah, that's who we're with, and then VFIS is the other one that we normally talk to, but they haven't been competitive.
That's workers' comp though, right?
No.
VFIS? No?
No.
Okay, it's for general
Yeah.
liability, okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. Chief's report, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good evening, everybody. Monthly activity report. Total alarms for December 2024 was 414. 4 were fire-related, 228 were EMS or rescue-related. Mutual aid was given 3 times, once to New Rochelle Fire Department and twice to Mount Vernon Fire Department. And we received mutual aid from 3 departments, New Rochelle, Yonkers Fire Department, and Mount Vernon Fire Department, all for the same incident, the fire at 5 Leonard Road in Bronxville. I want to say well done to the members of the department for responding to 4,213 incidents in 2024. There were 2,034 fire-related incidents and 2,179 EMS or rescue incidents. The 5 probationary firefighters in the Career Fire Academy will be graduating the academy at 10 a.m. on Friday, January 24th. This year, the ceremony is being held at Iona University Somer Center on Concordia Place. That's a change from the past years. It's not at Westchester Community College.
Wow.
It'll be at Iona University Somer Center. Vehicle and equipment maintenance is being done in-house as much as possible by part-time mechanic Hank Henninger. His report was emailed to the board on January 9th, and Tim Dalton's maintenance report was also emailed on the 9th. Fire prevention and code enforcement activities continue with numerous plan reviews, and their fire prevention activity report was emailed to the board on January 6th. Currently, there's 1 member out on long-term absence, and 1 member is assigned to light duty and is working with ESONG on digitizing the fire prevention records. 2 members are on administrative leave. I request the board's authorization to purchase a 2023 Ford Interceptor utility Ford Explorer vehicle for $43,727.10. That pricing is on the Yonkers Police Department contract pricing, and installation of emergency lighting, sirens, and graphics for $15,511 for a total price of graphics, sirens, lights, and vehicle for $59,238.39 from the Cruisers Division in Mamaroneck, New York. Request the boards to purchase this vehicle for the firefighter assigned to fire prevention to replace the aging 2007 Yukon, GMC Yukon that has high maintenance costs. The quote for the vehicle was emailed to the board on January 10th. The Fire District has once again been invited to attend the 37th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Breakfast, sponsored by the Westchester Community Opportunity Program, Incorporated, or WestCOP. It will be at the Reformed Church of Bronxville on Monday, January 20th. The doors open at 8:15. Tickets are $35 per person, and I request the board purchase a ticket for myself, Assistant Chief Yazzo, and any commissioner that wishes to attend the breakfast. All proceeds are to benefit the Eastchester Community Action Program, or ECAP, a component of the West COP. The invitation was emailed to the board on December 27th. The elevator rescue awareness training was conducted this week, and it was well received by the members. It was offered on, I think, Monday and today. And next week they'll be conducting the operations level, which is hands-on, getting into elevator shafts and how to remove occupants from a malfunctioning elevator. It will be held next week at the New York Presbyterian Hospital, Westchester, the old Lawrence Hospital. And finally, I would like to ask the board to close tonight's meeting with a moment of silence in honor of former Fire Commissioner Richard Stiegelman, who passed away on January 2nd, 2025.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Isang, are you on?
Commissioner, yes.
Yes.
And I emailed the board manager, and I'm asking if you could excuse me from presenting tonight. It's available online.
Okay. Thank you, Isang.
Yeah, I provided copies to each of the board.
Okay. All right. Business office recommendations?
What's that?
Business office recommendations?
Just put the motion. Oh, yeah. Just put both the motions.
Oh, okay. Payment of bills. Be it resolved that the Board of Fire Commissioners approves to pay the bills and vouchers as presented. The board has been supplied with one set of bills and one credit card bill. Chief Tween has reviewed all prior to the meeting except certiorari claims and those specifically marked as reviewed by the treasurer. The treasurer has requested the board approve the following. Warrant 1, dated January 16th, 2025, for $705,005.17. A credit card bill dated January 18th, 2025, for $5,555.12, for a total of $710,560.29.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioners, can I also get who is in attendance if I was not there for the beginning of the meeting, please?
We're all here except for Sarasi.
Okay, I'll call the roll now. Commissioner Yankowski?
Here.
Commissioner Lori? Or for the motion, sorry. Commissioner
Aye.
Yankowski? Commissioner Lori?
Aye.
Commissioner Carlo?
Aye.
Commissioner Reynolds?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Commissioner Renalone, before we go any further, do we have to take a vote on this cruiser that the chief spoke about in his report, or we wait until the end?
There's a motion in the report here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want to let it be forgotten, that's all.
No, thanks. Thank you, it's there.
And this is the warrant sign-off sheet, if the board could sign it before they leave.
And then can I just say something before we get to the next motion? So the next motion is in reference to the Medicare Part B payments that went to our retirees at the end of 2024. I believe it was inadvertently left off the agenda for the last meeting of December. I wasn't present at that meeting. The payments were made because contractually we are required to make those payments, so I have the authority to make the payments. But we just wanted to still include the motion. Commissioner Ramlin, you should abstain from voting.
Okay. Since I benefit from that. So you'll bring
Okay,
that, Chief?
I'll make the motion.
We gotta read it first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, be it resolved that the Board of Fire Commissioners approves to pay Medicare Part B reimbursements to those qualifying retirees as required by NISHIP in the amount of $149,368.50.
Okay, I'll make a motion. So moved.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Commissioner Yankowski?
Aye.
Commissioner Lori?
Aye.
Commissioner Carlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Randall?
Abstain.
Motion carries.
Okay. The Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast.
Just so you know, I mean, I can't make it, so anybody gonna be attending besides the chief, and who's going?
Chief Yazzo, myself, and any commissioner. I think Commissioner Lori said he may
Yeah.
be coming.
I'll go.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll go.
Commissioner Ranelon.
Okay.
I don't think
So
I'll
I
be
think we
making it.
usually get a
I'll find
check
out.
from Jamie and then just present it at the door when we know how many tickets we need.
Commissioner Renalone, do you have to notify Commissioner Sarasi if he wants to go or not?
I think he's still
Okay,
recuperating.
no, I
so,
just
yeah.
don't want him to be forgotten, that's
Yeah.
all. I understand.
I did send it out by email, so
Yeah.
he didn't say anything.
Okay, no problem.
Email.
Okay, be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorizes Chief Tween to purchase tickets at $35 per person for the chief, assistant chief, and any interested board members for the 37th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Breakfast, sponsored by Westchester Community Opportunity Program, Inc.
I'll make it, so moved.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Commissioner Yankowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Lori.
Aye.
Commissioner Carlo.
Aye.
Commissioner Randall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. So be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners accept donations from Garth Woods Owners Corp. for $150 and Craigswall Inc. for $50. The donation was made without specifications or conditions and will be deposited into the general fund. Those two donations are from two of the buildings on Garth Road. They give us these donations annually. A motion to accept?
So be it.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Oh, Commissioner Yankowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Lori.
Aye.
Commissioner Carlo.
Aye.
Commissioner Randall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay.
Do we want to have a discussion on this first before we
Okay.
do the motion?
But
All right.
you should read it, let them know what we're doing first before we discuss it, no, Commissioner?
Yeah, I guess I could read it.
Yeah.
All right. The Civil Service, open additional firefighter positions. Be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners, well, no, actually, this is it's also authorizing her to do it. I think we should maybe discuss it first before we authorize it.
Okay, fine.
These four positions that that I would like to see taken care of would be for the third firefighter on Engine 31, which is on Wilmot Road in the north end of town. It's a position that I believe is vital to the residents who live in the north end of town, not only the people on Garth Road, but everybody from basically Mill Road north, where Engine 31 responds to on a full assignment. For better fire protection, as well as any medical calls and whatever kind of calls there are in that area of the town. And that's the way I feel
When we
about
get a
it.
fire, all the apparatus comes, so they would respond to any
I
fire,
was
whether
just
it's
gonna-
Chester Heights,
Yeah, I was just
Bronxville,
gonna say that,
Tuckahoe.
yeah.
And it's not a third firefighter, there's already a lieutenant and one firefighter,
Right.
so it'd be a third person, but a second firefighter on Engine 31.
Right, right. So in other words, if that were to go through.
Benefits the whole department, that man.
Exactly. If this motion goes through, at the North End Firehouse, Station 5, there would be a lieutenant and 4 firefighters assigned to that house at any one time. So, is there any other discussion on it? I make the motion?
I second it.
You want to read it now? You gotta read it
Okay,
first.
make the motion. Open firefighter positions, be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorizes Treasurer Jamie Henstrom to submit to Civil Service a request to create four positions of firefighter and any other paperwork necessary to create this position effective immediately with a salary as per the existing and future negotiated CBA. Hiring list, be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorize Jamie Henstrom to request a new hiring list residence list from Civil Service. And canvas, be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorizes Secretary Marissa Isang-Smith to canvass the hiring certification list for candidates with a score of 95 or above for purposes of sending to the Spring 2025 Academy. And interviews, be it resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorizes Secretary Marissa Isang-Smith to schedule interviews with the candidates with a score of 95 or above that have passed the CPAT as of January 16th, 2025.
Quick question, Adam, what's the number of spots we have open?
So we have one retirement, when Captain Tomasini retired, we promoted a captain, we promoted a lieutenant, so that created a firefighter vacancy. So we're short one now, so these 4 additional people would be, we'd be looking to hire 5 people.
Right, but the motion says 4 people, right?
Well, it's for the new position, I think it says.
No.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we would take vote now, or?
Yeah, someone make a motion and someone's got to second it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make the motion that,
Before you do, Jamie, should they make it 5? Because do we need permission to hire the 5th person?
No, that
That's a
motion,
normal
that motion was to
replacement?
open 4 positions.
Right, right,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're talking 4 or 5?
We're
Creating 4 new
creating
positions.
Okay.
4, but we're hiring for 5.
Okay.
Yep.
Who made the motion? Did you make it, Commissioner Renalo?
did I make,
I don't know.
all right, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
I'll call the roll. Commissioner Yankowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Lori.
Aye.
Commissioner Carlo.
No?
Commissioner Ranalo.
Aye,
Motion carried.
okay. Okay, so then there's nothing else that I have to read on that, right? I read it all already?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Ford Explorer for fire prevention. Be resolved that the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners authorizes Chief Twain to purchase a 2023 Ford Interceptor Utility Explorer vehicle from the Cruisers Division in Mamaroneck. The vehicle is for $43,727.10, and emergency lighting, siren, and graphic installation for $15,511.29, for a total of $59,238.39.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay,
I'll call the roll. Commissioner Yankowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Lori.
Aye.
Commissioner Carlo.
Aye.
Commissioner Ranalo.
aye.
Motion carried.
Okay. The next regular Fire Commissioners meeting will be held on February 13th, 2025, and it will be at Eastchester Town Hall at 7 p.m. Any comments from Local 916?
Thank you all. I just wanted to thank the board for all the work that you guys have done in 2024. Welcome, obviously, new Commissioner Luke Yankowski. We look forward to working with you guys again in 2025. Obviously, based on the last few meetings, the department seems to be moving in the right direction. We're finally being progressive and, adding on top of the positions of last year and adding 4 more positions to fill the extra spot on Engine 31. So on behalf of our local, we just want to thank you guys for doing that. We also like to thank the taxpayers. Thanks to their help in 2024, our local was able to raise over $30,000 for local charities, local scholarships, also larger foundations such as Tunnels for Towers, the Lust Garden Foundation. And then we've also been able to fund, local events like our Operation Lightbulb initiative, thanks to the district's help, our Toys for Tots drive, the trunk or treat events throughout the town, the Gelt drop that we just did last month, and then all the parades. So just want to thank you guys, thank the taxpayers, and we look forward to 2025 and doing more of the same. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Joe. Any comments from the public? Seeing none. Comments from the commissioners?
Yeah, I want to thank Chief Yazzo for putting a new flag up at the Volunteer Firemen's Monument. We I know Chief Tween made the men put it up last May, but it didn't even last a year. With all this terrible weather we had, it all shredded apart, ripped, bad weather. So Chief, thank you to you and your men for doing that. And we'll probably be putting a new one up, the volunteer flag probably be before May, so just want to thank you again. Hopefully you could help us out again.
I have no comments.
No comments. All right, my things that I attended during the month, on December 12th, after our December Commissioners meeting, I attended the Local 916's Christmas party. Very good time had by all. On the 16th, I attended the wake for retired firefighter Phil Allison, along with Commissioner Yankowski. I had the opportunity to work with Phil for a time when we were both firefighters, and a really nice guy. It was a pleasure to work with, and he will be sorely missed. Attended the retirees' Christmas party on the 18th, and on the 23rd, attended contract negotiations with Commissioner Carlo for Local 916. And that's
You
the end
came
of.
to our party too, Commissioner.
Oh, yes, and, a lot of parties.
I just want to say one more comment. I got a phone call from a retired firefighter, Pat Dotley. That man sounds like he's 25 years old, and he's going to be 102 pretty soon. So he's doing good, and he worked with us for how many years, Chief? 25, 30 years?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. About 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
at
he's
least
doing
30.
good, but I don't know if a lot of people don't know, but he was a police officer in Tuckahoe back in 1949, so he's on his way to his 102nd birthday, and he says he's doing great, and he remembers everything, because he said that he had a picture of my children for Christmas when they were small, you know, you send the Christmas pictures out, and he called me to say that he still has it. So he's doing very good, and the good Lord's with him at 102. So tell all the other retirees, get a little advice from him.
Yeah, he actually called me a couple of times also, and he sent me, I think, 4 or 5 pictures of the Bronxville Firehouse when he was still working. So you have the old Engine 29, the patrol truck, the old, the squad, the rescue, you know, all in there. Of course, all those apparatus were about half the size of the current apparatus that we have now. So it was good to hear from him too. And I hope he does live to be a lot older. If that's it,
Before you do anything else, Richard.
oh, yes. We're going to adjourn tonight in memory of past Commissioner Richard Stiegelman,
And
also
also President Carter also.
yeah, President Carter, and Phil Allison as well, retired firefighter Phil Allison. So a moment of silence, please. That's it. Thank you for coming.
Have a good night, Commissioners.
Good night, Isang.
Thanks, Isang.
Get well.
Take care.